and we've all seen that he just doesn't do it on the pitch. He doesn't want to track back. His head's always down. Body language is down. You know, if you've got problems off the field, mate, just come and tell us, or just say, you know, I'm trying to get myself better. I'm trying to sort myself out, and I'll be back better than ever.
Marcus Rashford is meeting with Manchester United officials after missing training after a night out, apparently downing tequila in a Belfast nightclub.
There was more drink consumed and the more drunk that he got, to then the point when we got back to the hotel, he was absolutely legless.
They work all week to go to a football match, to go and watch, and they pay top dollar. Yeah. And then you're getting paid top dollar. Yeah. You get beat, you're embarrassing. Yeah, and all of a sudden you go out.
Yeah, because they loved me, because when the article came out, he scored 2 goals and he hadn't scored for like ages. So they were like, you fixed him. Thank you so much. You're our queen. And
Rashford's not good enough. Rashford's got to go.
Sell him in January?
100% sell him in January, 100%. Yeah, get rid of him, yeah.
How much do you reckon you'd even get for him, though?
No idea. I'm not bothered.
£5. £5, yeah?
That doesn't matter to us what we get for him. Just want to get rid of him.
Born and raised in Wythenshawe, Manchester, Marcus Rashford started playing football from the age of 5, playing as a goalkeeper, with former United player Tim Howard being his goalkeeping idol. He went on to join his local grassroots team, Fletcher Moss Rangers, that had produced many talents in the past, such as Wes Brown, Danny Welbeck and Jesse Lingard. As early as 7 years old, Rashford joined Manchester United's academy, with former United youth coach Paul McGuinness quickly seeing his potential due to Rashford's athleticism both on and off the ball. He decided to play him outfield, where he went on to develop as a striker. With hard work and determination, he managed to make it up through the ranks of the academy up to the age of 16, where the young talent was invited to train with the senior team in the 2013 to 2014 season under former United manager David Moyes. However, he continued to play all of his games for the under-18 team under manager Nicky Butt. Following a string of impressive performances, Rashford was awarded the youth team's captain's armband, with all the signs pointing to Rashford advancing to the first team sooner rather than later. How Marcus Rashford became the future of English football. It's the 25th of February 2016. Manchester United are playing in the Europa League knockout rounds against Danish side FC Midtjylland, until all of a sudden United's number 9 Anthony Martial suffers an injury in the warm-up, leaving manager at the time Louis van Gaal to give 18 years old Marcus Rashford an opportunity in the starting lineup. And the rest was history. Rashford then quickly made an impact by scoring not just 1, but 2 goals in the second half, helping United to a 5-1 victory at Old Trafford, breaking the long-time record of club legend George Best as the youngest United player to score in a European match. He then made his Premier League debut 3 days later, against Arsenal, scoring another brace in a 3-2 win, helping United with an important 3 points and becoming the club's 3rd youngest scorer. Within the space of just 3 days, he went from a player nobody's ever heard of to a player destined for greatness. The Wonder Kid went on to become a crucial player in the squad, becoming an assured starter. 2 games later, away against Manchester City, he ended up scoring the winning goal on his derby debut, making headlines yet again as the future of English football, second coming after Wayne Rooney. A few months later, he went on to start in United's biggest game of the season, FA Cup final against Crystal Palace, helping the team win the FA Cup, the club's first FA Cup in 12 years. He ended up finishing the season with 10 goal contributions in 18 appearances. After a breakout season at Manchester United, Rashford ended up being named in Roy Hodgson's squad for the Euro 2016, his first ever senior international tournament at just 18 years old. In a warm-up match before the Euros, Rashford ended up scoring on his debut, yet again against Australia 3 minutes in, becoming the youngest player to score on his England senior debut in a competitive match. The following season was a breakout year for him in terms of establishing himself as a key player, with the appointment of Jose Mourinho, replacing Louis van Gaal and the new arrival of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Rashford had to be versatile within his game and play on the wing at times. He continued to shine for United, scoring his first goal of the season against Hull City, a late winner in stoppage time, then going on to scoring the match winner again in extra time versus Anderlecht in the quarter-finals of the Europa League. He then went on to score a beauty of a free kick away against Celta Vigo in the Europa League semi-final. Rashford ended up finishing his first full senior season with 11 goals and 5 assists and winning the Carabao Cup and Europa League at just 19 years old. What made Marcus Rashford special? Big game player. One of the defining qualities which made the Englishman special was being able to turn up during the big games for Manchester United, to the point he was winning games on his own at times. He showed this on the 6th of March 2019. Manchester United played PSG in the knockout stages in the Champions League, after previously losing 2-0 in the first leg at Old Trafford. United had to go to their ground being 2 away goals down, with a number of key players out. With Paul Pogba suspended and Anthony Martial, Ander Herrera, Alexis Sanchez, Juan Mata, Jesse Lingard all injured. The odds were stacked against United. Going through to the next round wasn't looking convincing. All until United get a deciding penalty in the last minute of the game. Rashford then decides to step up and take the penalty, smashing it in the net, past the experienced veteran Gianluigi Buffon, making it 2-1 United, winning 3-2 on aggregate, sealing a remarkable win, sending United to the quarter-finals of the Champions League. A year and a half later, Rashford decides to punish PSG again, away from home yet again. In a Champions League group stage game against PSG, scoring the winning goal in a 2-1 win. After receiving a pass from Paul Pogba, he turns on the edge of the box and smashes the ball across 3 times, UCL winner Keylor Navas into the bottom left corner. He also wreaked havoc in a Europa League game away at the Camp Nou against Barcelona in a 2-2 draw, being involved in both goals, scoring one and playing a huge part in the other. Rashford's goal-scoring record against the Big Six Premier League sides is highly impressive, with 31 goals scored, United's second highest behind United legend Wayne Rooney. Ball-striking ability. Another one of his unique defining qualities was his powerful and unpredictable ball striking. The way Rashford would strike the ball was exceptional at times, showing this many times in his game. In a warm-up match ahead for the 2018 World Cup, with an absolute rocket in a 2-0 win against Costa Rica. The next year, he went on to score an outrageous free kick from nearly 40 yards in a 2-1 win against Chelsea at the Stamford Bridge, knocking them out of the Carabao Cup and sending United to the quarter-finals. It was very Cristiano-like, said former manager at the time Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Rashford went on to make headlines, with many people comparing the free kick to Cristiano Ronaldo's one against Portsmouth. The Englishman also showed again how good he can strike a ball. Against Man City, with an absolute rocket cannoning off the crossbar into the City goal. However, with his most effective technique being driven shots, where he would generate immense power to hit shots low and hard, aiming for the corners. Pace. With his most effective quality being his blistering pace, showing this several times in his game, with opposition defenders never managing to catch up with the forward, making him one of the most dangerous players on the transition in the league. Using his pace to make diagonal or straight runs behind the defensive line to exploit space. His pace contributed massively to a lot of his goals, having players like Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes and Christian Eriksen feeding the forward on the transition made him unstoppable at times. The drop-off season. In the 2021 to 2022 season, after missing the first 2 months of the season being ruled out due to a shoulder injury, Rashford ended up having his worst season he's ever had in his senior career, contributing only 7 goals in all competitions, marked by inconsistent performances, not being able to find rhythm after returning from injury, confidence issues, struggling with decision-making in key moments. the 24-year-old looked like he forgot how to play football. Due to his poor form and the sacking of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who had a good relationship with Rashford, the Englishman lost his starting 11 spot to former United player Anthony Elanga, who was a preferred option under interim manager Ralph Rangnick. This led to him getting dropped from the England squad by Gareth Southgate, with Manchester United finishing the season 6th. Despite the return of Cristiano Ronaldo, it wasn't enough, with many humiliating defeats, as PSG were interested in the United forward.
PSG are looking to sign another forward, and Marcus Rashford has been a long-term target.
Many fans were happy
them.
to cash in on Rashford in the summer, but Rashford decided to stay at United as he believed he can turn it around. The redemption season. In the following season, with new manager Erik ten Hag appointed, Rashford went on to have his best season he's ever had in his senior career, contributing 39 goals in 56 matches. The Englishman was unstoppable, breaking records left, right and centre, being the first United player since Robin van Persie to score 30 goals in a season, becoming the first United player to score in 9 consecutive home matches at Old Trafford, scoring in the Carabao Cup final versus Newcastle in a 2-0 win, helping United lift their first trophy since 2017. He also helped United finish third, securing a Champions League spot, going on to win Premier League Fans Player of the Year. Within 1 year, he managed to turn everything around, with some United fans and pundits calling him world-class and calling Ballon d'Or shouts. Marcus Rashford is just as good as Kylian Mbappe, stated former Manchester United Louis Saha. With the forward only having 1 year left on his contract, Manchester United had a big decision to make cash in on Rashford and get a lot of money in return, or give him a new deal hoping he can keep up with his outstanding form from the last season. Manchester United decided to break the bank, yet again offering him a 5-year contract, the truth behind Marcus Rashford's downfall. Now on to the main question: what caused the downfall of Manchester United's wonder kid? Lack of desire. The following season saw a rapid decline on Rashford's form, with his goal tally dropping significantly from the previous season's 30 goals to just 8. What made the situation even worse was his lack of effort on the pitch. Multiple games the 26-year-old was just ball watching, not participating on pressing the ball or tracking back whatsoever. Added on with his off-the-pitch behaviour, partying hours after a 3-0 defeat to Newcastle, missing training, reporting himself as sick, but spotted in a nightclub just hours before that. This led to headlines with pundits and fans criticising him, and he would take it further to the media, saying he felt abused, which only made even more supporters start to disfavour him. The next season, Ruben Amorim was appointed as manager. After Rashford's first training session under United's new manager, he went on to post on his social media saying "top session today," indicating a positive reaction to the new manager. He then went on to score against Ipswich on Amorim's debut match, and then a brace against Everton. However, Amorim was informed after the Everton match, 48 hours before the game, Rashford had spent a night out in Manchester. The United head coach was not happy with this, and within a couple of days, the relationship between Rashford and Amorim was slowly falling apart. Rashford didn't start the next 2 games and ended up playing his last game for his boyhood club on the 12th of December in a Europa League game. Just 5 days later, in an interview after being asked about his future at the club, the Manchester United forward stated he is ready for a new challenge. In a press conference, Amorim criticised the player for not showing the attitude of someone giving the maximum every day, stating he would rather give a place on the bench to his 63 years old goalkeeping coach instead of Marcus Rashford, stating, "If things don't change, I will not change. It's the same for every player." Salary. One of Manchester United's biggest mistakes was the salary they gave Rashford. Back in 2019, Rashford was on £20,000 a week on his previous contract. United decided to give him more than 10 times the amount of money he was on, giving him a 5-year deal worth up to £250,000 a week, which made him the highest paid English player at just 21 years old. This was not a good decision at all by Manchester United, as they clearly had overpriced the Englishman. Fast forward to 2023, the club had to bump up his salary even more to retain him, giving the forward a 5-year deal up to £325,000 a week. Fast forward again to a year and a half later, Manchester United are struggling to sell him with clubs such as Barcelona, AC Milan and Borussia Dortmund interested in the forward but not looking to match United's £50 million asking price and the player's £325,000 weekly wage, with many clubs not believing the 27-year-old is worth that. Rightly so. Transfer. On transfer deadline day, Marcus Rashford makes an unexpected move to Aston Villa on loan, with an option to buy for £40 million, with the forward turning 28 this year. It is a make-or-break season for Rashford, his last chance to show if he can still play at the top level and get back into the England national team. Will Marcus Rashford bounce back or end up like his former teammate Jesse Lingard, who, despite having a successful loan period at West Ham, it wasn't enough for the player? What are your thoughts? Comment below.